is Clay Cupcakes for here, and today I'm going to be doing a Japanese style noodle dish, and it is not polymer clay, it is actual real food. So this is my first real food tutorial, and if some of you didn't know, I do love to cook. I want to be a chef when I grow up, but I do want to be a pastry chef more than a real chef, so I'm going to be doing some baking tutorials too. So first I'm going to show you what you'll need to make this dish. So the first thing you'll need is, of course, noodles. You can get these fresh ones where they're already like boiled, and they do come with sauce packs. These noodles. You can also just get the ones that you have to boil first. There's like so many different types of noodles you can buy, but for today we'll be using these noodles that are already boiled. You will need some green onions, but I already pre-cut these ones. An egg. You'll need some ham, and I just got this ham off the bone. And water. Of course, a bowl to put your noodles in. A sharp knife, and I'm using this Fury knife by Rachel Ray. A cutting board. And of course, you'll need a pot and a stove. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is turn your stove on. And you're going to want to turn it to medium. Then you're going to take your noodles and just put them inside of your saucepan and add just maybe about a little less than a cup of water, or more than a cup. Okay, so I did add a little bit more than a cup of water because my noodles, they looked like they weren't fully covered in water. So now you're going to do is take a wooden spoon and just kind of like poke your noodles. Of course, if you're boiling your noodles, you're going to let them boil first, but these ones are already boiled, so you're just going to kind of like loosen them up a bit. Don't rip your noodles though, like I accidentally just ripped my noodle here. But let this sit for a little while inside of the hot water and let the noodles come apart from each other. Okay, so while we're waiting for our noodles to boil, we are going to cut our ham. Okay, so I laid out a piece of my ham, and now we're going to cut it, but first I'm going to set you down because I do not have a camera stand yet, so I don't think you can see this, but here's my ham, and I'm just going to hold up the board. So what you're going to do is just cut your ham into long slices. Be careful with your fingers. You don't want to cut them. And then just cut your ham into little pieces like this. Okay, so now that we have our ham cut, I put it inside this little bowl, and now we're going to go check up on our noodles. Okay, so here are our noodles, and as you can see, they all did come apart, and so now you're going to want to add your sauce, and this is just powdered, so don't put the whole pack of sauce because it does get a little bit overpowered, but do put half of it in. Okay, now we're just going to want to stir it in, and the water will turn a brown color, but that's okay because it's just the seasoning of the sauce. And now what you're going to want to do is turn your heat down to medium-low, or okay, and when that is on low, then you're going to want to let this sit for about 10 minutes on the stove on medium, low, or low. And after 10 minutes, you're going to want to turn off the stove. Okay, so it's been 10 minutes, and you can see there's little bubbles forming around the edges, and that's when you're going to want to turn off the stove. And you're going to want to pour your noodles into your, bowl. Okay, so I put my noodles inside my bowl, and now you're going to fry your egg. Okay, and I got my mom to help me too. Okay, yeah. So after you crack the egg on the side, you're just going to want to bring it apart like that inside of a bowl. And also, I forgot to mention that you will need a whisk inside of the materials. Okay, and now you're just going to want to whisk your egg until it's like all yellowish color, you know, like when you're whisking an egg. Sorry, that's my mom's phone. Okay, so now you're going to, you can use the same exact pan that you used for the noodles, just get all the noodles out before you do this. And once again, you're going to want to turn your stove on to medium and let that heat up for a second. You can also add some butter to the pan so your egg does not stick. Okay, so now I'm going to add my egg to the pan, and it's all whisked, and just pour it all in at the same time. Okay, so now my egg is in there, and it's just let it be like flat, and just kind of like spread it around the pan, like you're making an omelet. Okay, and sorry about the dogs, they're barking. So now after it's kind of like settled, just grab it from the sides of the pan, not really grab it, but just like get it off of the side of the pan. Sorry, dogs barking. And just flip it over like a little omelet. Okay, so I did flip it over on the other side and let it cook, and it got golden brown around the edges, but you can't really see it. And then I just put it on my cutting board, so now we're going to cut it. Okay, so basically we're going to do the same exact thing what we did with the ham. Just cut it. Hopefully this thing will not fall. But cut this into thinner strips. Okay, so I did the same exact thing what we did with the ham, with the egg, and now we're going to dress our noodles. So first thing you want to do is just lay out your ham. And you don't have to do this very fancy. The Japanese people, they really like to like make everything look like very professional and fancy. But you do want to keep these like apart from each other. Or if you want, you can mix it up. It doesn't really matter, but this is how it usually just looks. And now you're just going to take your green onion and just like sprinkle it all around your noodles. Okay, so that is how you make simple Japanese style noodles. And so I just put some chopsticks in, and now you can enjoy your noodles. So, hope you guys like this cooking tutorial. Please comment down below if you'd like me to make more cooking tutorials like this one. Baking tutorials too. And this was just a really simple, easy Japanese style noodle dish. So, thanks for watching, everybody. Bye!